Yo.
Hello, everyone. We are still waiting on Ocho. He's not here yet.
Tony!
Tony, where you at, bro? Hello. Who's here with us? Oh, Tony's trying to log on.
Molly said it's past her bedtime. Hashtag sleep matters. Molly, it's past my bedtime, too. It's 11 o'clock where I'm at.
You guys hear me?
Ocho, what's up?
There we go.
Fashionably late as always.
I was trying to log on. I couldn't get it.
Who's here
trying
with
to get
us?
on. It was like, I'm pressing StreamYard, but I forgot the R, so it was SteamYard.
There's 3 of you here with us. Who's here? Drop us a note in the comment. But anyways, welcome to episode 4 of our mini series for Animal Care and Control Appreciation Week. I got dinner today, or not dinner, lunch today from my work, so that was cool.
What'd you get?
Awesome.
We ordered Domino's. They let us pick. We ordered Domino's. Officer Eddie's here from the LBC.
Long Beach, California.
LBC.
Warren is here. I know it's late over there too.
Warren G.
Kyle, I sent the message back to Scarlett Johansson and no call back.
Oh,
Jessica is
man.
here. Hello, Jessica.
What's up?
Warren staying up late for this one. Better make it a good one, Oach.
Oh, this is going to suck. Boring.
The only announcement I had was that we definitely got past 8,000 downloads yesterday. So that is fucking awesome. Thank
That
you
is
guys.
awesome.
And we had one other thing before I turn it over to you, Ocho. We had a listener who wants to remain anonymous, but that person is here with us, possibly right now.
Anonymous. No. None of that.
Okay, so the anonymous question is, if you had a job right now that is your passion, and you got the opportunity to take on the shelter's TNR program and run it, which is a good step up in responsibilities, would you take the promotion? Or the only thing that I don't know about this is if it's going to be in addition to what this person is currently doing, or if they completely switch to just running the TNR program.
Would you say it's probably completely switch?
Yeah. So let's run both scenarios.
Okay.
One, you're doing what you love right now and you hope to be running the program or department that you're in right now, but you've gotten the opportunity to run the shelter's TNR program. Would you take that opportunity?
That's a quick hell no.
So I'll tell you right now, from somebody who left my passion to go manage a shelter, it just didn't work out for me. And you got to keep your eyes on your passion. Now, some will say from a kind of a logistical standpoint that it's a good learning experience to go manage another department, and then you can apply that to an investigator position down the road when you want to lead a department. So if you're looking for just that experience of leading a department, I say go for it. But if you have reservations about leaving your passion, that might be something that keeps you where you're at, and then just be patient, and hopefully your passion pays off.
I would say you have to look a little further ahead than just the job change. You have to go, 5 years down the road. What do you want to be doing then? And is taking this position going to help you get to where you want to be in 5 years?
Tony, any insight?
Yeah, no. I would not go from the field to the kennels. Hell no. That's just
Got
me. I've been in the kennels, and once I got out, I'm done. I don't want to ever go back to it again.
Oach. Can you hear Oach?
Yeah, we can hear him.
We can hear him.
Yeah.
Just shake your head and nod, Dan.
I agree with Dan. And Kyle, you may have said the same thing, and I was spacing off. But
That's
what's
nice.
that?
That's nice.
I love you. I am a firm believer in not doing anything that I don't want to be doing. So, while it's good experience, if you are currently doing what you love and that is you like you hope to be running that department someday, I would say focusing energy on trying to be innovative or just taking the initiative to better that department that you're in that you hope to someday be running.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. You have to look long term, and I totally agree with Ocho on a personal level. Like, if you're gonna pull me off the road and I got to go work in kennels, like, oh, screw that. I'd take a pay cut to stay on the road. But yeah, you do have to look long term, and all right, 5-10 years down the road, is this person trying to get into administration or become a director, and is this position going to help them get there? Those are the questions that they need to ask themselves.
Yeah. If that's their major plan is to be management in kennels area, then yeah, me, I don't whatsoever.
Yeah.
I plan to stay a fieldy. If I move up any supervisor position, it's going to be in the field department, not go back to the kennels.
Yeah. And then I would say with that said, if it's just an additional duty and you get to keep doing what you are currently doing, which you like doing, and you hope to be someday running the program of doing what you're doing right now, I would say go for it. Like the more experience you can get. And the other thing that you can add on your resume is not going to be hurtful for you. So hopefully that helps. Like I said, was a question from a listener who is here with us right now. So hopefully that helped you. If you have any other questions, I know you're watching us right now, so you have our text line number. You can send me a text message so you remain anonymous. But I'm going to turn it over to Tony and Daniel. Your other half is here, so be careful.
What's up, girl? I'm almost home, like 15 minutes. Get that food.
She's going to bring a sausage McMuffin.
All right. It's all yours, Oach.
All right. So I have no idea what you guys want me to do.
It's your show.
All right.
Bro.
So on my mini series here, we'll call it that, I want to focus on what do you as officers do to de-stress from the job that you have going on right now. We all know it's stressful. And everybody shows it in different ways, whether it being drinking, hanging out with buddies. You can't do that right now, though, or other hobbies. What do you do as officers to de-stress? Do you does the job go home with you? Or does your job stay at your job and you guys focus on something else? That's the question for you guys.
Yeah. And drop some comments over that way. I'll start unless you want to start, Kyle.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, Hildy.
We talked about this, I think, on our last podcast episode, and I'm sticking to my guns when I say that I don't know how I do it and to what extent that I can do it, but I am really good at somehow leaving work at work. Like, obviously, I may have dealt with a difficult person and like be in a bad mood or something like that, but I wouldn't say work keeps me up at night or work keeps me from spending time with my family or like being present at home once I get home. With that said, I did bring up on the episode that I do have about a 30-minute drive to get home. And in that time, I usually will listen to music or just drive home in silence, which generally will kind of get me out of my funk. And I'm very much so, and I think this was Daniel's answer on our past episode also, is that I am the type of person that if I'm busy doing something, like I'm happy. Like I'm not the like, oh, I just want to lounge around and do nothing, or just watch TV, or whatever. I'm not that kind of person. Like I like to stay busy, and I like to just stay busy and do my thing. What was that?
Yeah, somebody walking behind you.
Yeah.
No, but I'm with you, Held. I was listening to that episode, and I'm like you. I can't switch it off. I don't know how I do it, but probably because the previous job that I had before, I can't switch it off. My work phone stays at work, and I don't bring my work home. Anything that happens at work, it stays at work. The only thing I is when they do call me, say they need help with because I'm the trailer driver, right? Say we got cattle or loose horses. If they need a trailer driver, I switch on. I'm ready to work. And the same thing when fire season comes along. You guys know we have my area, we have lots of fires every year. And when I'm not at home, but as soon as I see that smoke or smell that smoke, I'm turned back on. I'm on full
You must work in Butte County.
Yeah. that was even though you went there also, and we saw some crazy shit. Basically you saw 95% of the city just burned down to ashes.
Mhm.
While I was there, it was kind of so it's like really shitty. But as soon as I left, that was it.
Yeah.
Jessica says that right now she fishes. She likes to bowl, but can't right now, which obviously because COVID's going on. Kendra says most of the time she can leave it at work, but there are cases that she worries about when she's home. Mostly if they'll be alive when I come in the next morning working in the vet's office. Yeah.
Well, I know Kendra, and she has a cool hobby where she throws. Remember that video I showed you? That girl that throws axes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her. She's throwing axes. That's pretty crazy.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she has a cool hobby. And now Jessica, she does send me pictures of her fishing, and I'm get jealous as fuck because I got to work and she's over here catching fish. But yeah, that's one of my things. I love going fishing. I like to see my messy garage, but I'm gonna have about 12 fishing poles lined up, and then my car I work on.
For me, my big thing is putting on some Wu-Tang, putting on the headphones, and then just go for a run or do some sort of exercise. That's a big stress release for me. I know Jazzy's watching, and she's also a big stress release.
Yeah, and just cruise around like this, Dan.
But and I know, honestly, Kyle, you mentioned this last week when we talked about it. Having someone like Jazzy who works the same job, like I can talk to her about a couple things, and we can de-stress together, and then go about our business. Maybe just watch a TV show, or do what grown-ups do.
Do you guys ever set any rules at home? Like, all right, we're not talking about work, or all right, we're giving ourselves 30 minutes to sit there and bitch and complain, but then after that, it's done. Like, we're not talking about work anymore.
Thank you for asking that question. Jazzy, do you want to leave a comment on that? Because that's something that I bring up all the time. And not that I'm just as guilty as she is, and she probably thinks that I'm like pointing a finger at her, but the reality is I will say, like, look, I don't want to talk about work all night. Like, let's get this shit off our chest and then be about the rest of our day, our night, etc. So we're pretty good. In the beginning, I think it was a lot more difficult, but we're pretty good now where we're really able to just talk briefly about work, get some stuff off our chest, and then move on.
Well, yeah, and the reason I ask is because we're talking about de-stressing and trying to get our minds off of work. And that's why I'm always a big advocate in having friends outside of the profession. Because let's face it, you go to the bar, have some drinks or whatever with your work buddies. What does the conversation always turn to? It always turns to work, right? So that's why it's good to have friends that don't give a shit what we do. They don't care that we're out there dealing with animals or dealing with these crazy, dog owners, whatever. If they don't care, then we're not going to talk about it. So I think it's good to have those friends outside the profession.
Yeah. Absolutely.
We got Tiffany on here. She says, I wish I could leave work at work. I'm so bad that I give people my personal number to call if they need me. Whoa, negative. Yeah. Negatory. That's a big no-no.
Tiffany, leave a comment. I want to know how long you've been in ACO, or if you're not in ACO, whatever profession you're in, I want to know how long you've been on the
how long, also 4 months. Enough to leave your personal number. Jesus.
Tiffany, I don't want to call you out. I would try and stray away from doing that because it's going to burn you out. it's going to burn you out and it's going to shorten your career.
She said
learn to say no.
She said with her current department, only 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah.
No,
Dan gets on his bike. Dan from Florida, not from Colorado, gets on his bike and does 13 miles. That's very a good stress relief cycling.
Yeah.
13 miles seems like a long ride, but that's like a piece of cake, like 30-minute.
I get winded driving 13 miles.
Yeah, 13 miles is no biggie, but it's a good little jaunt to get your blood going.
You want
Jerry,
to
what's up?
Run 13 miles with me?
No, thank you. I don't. I will ride my bike 13 miles while you run 13
Come on,
miles.
Hildy, you're Army strong. Do it up.
Yeah, for real.
No, I'm beer strong.
You don't need to do that.
I'm working on my dad bod already.
You're a little tired of being all you can be?
Yeah.
I'll do 13.
Working on my dad bod.
13 shots.
Tequila.
I'm a tequila snob though.
I don't really have any hobbies. I'm just not realizing that. Like I enjoy shooting, but like I wouldn't say that that's something that I do regularly. I don't know. I just like to stay busy.
I think obviously it kind of depends on the season. I like to fish. I like to hunt.
Yes.
What? Oh,
I like hunting. Yeah, I'm waiting for September. I hope this shit's over. September deer season opens up.
I don't know if any of the people watching can see. I've got my mule deer hanging up behind me, and then off camera, I've got my whitetail I got this year. But so I like to hunt. I know I'm supposed to say like I like exercising and working out. Yeah, I don't. I had a lot more free time until I was invited to join the Humane Roundup podcast. That takes up a lot of my time.
Same.
Yeah, I used to go fishing and crab fishing on Sunday nights, but now I can't do that.
Yeah, Tony was out there.
Any other hobbies? Okay, I can't go fishing every day. So what I do?
Tony was crabbing a lot. I remember like before you actually joined the podcast and we started doing the podcast and stuff. Like I feel like every like Saturday morning. And like,
I'd go at least twice a week, minimum twice a week.
Yeah. Daniel's home now. Right here. Kendra in not being a creeper.
There we go.
What happened?
Jerry, Kendra asked why you were like a creeper in the dark.
Because I was driving home.
Yeah, he was driving home. He's home now.
Dedication.
You got to get Jazzy on here when you get inside to answer the question that Kyle asked. Jerry's bowling, hanging with the fam.
Bowling's good, Jerry. I like bowling.
And Jessica is hopefully wants to go deer hunting and hog hunting this year.
Oh, hog, Jessica! I'll send you a picture of a hog. My son, his first kill was he was what, 13, about 5 years ago. Huge hog. I'll send you a picture once I can find it.
Speaking of hog, I literally drove by the dog park or one of the dog parks in my city this morning, and I saw the fattest beagle I've ever seen in my life. It literally looked like a sow, and it was like on this like 15-foot leash, dragging the shit out of this person that was hanging onto it. Were you gonna say something, Dan?
Yeah, would like truffle hunting be the equivalent of hunting for meat? Like
possibly because
truffles
are expensive.
Truffle mushrooms.
What is even a truffle?
It's a mushroom.
It's a mushroom that's super expensive. That pigs are really good at hunting, but they eat them. So you got to shoot them.
Got
Indeed.
it.
We need Joe on here for the list of hobbies, considering he never stops moving. He does.
Hey Dan, did you have a hat on?
I did. You can tell. Huh?
Oh yeah, Kyle. You
didn't
mention making T-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I can say that's a hobby. It's turned almost into like a full-time production where it's more of a job and stuff. I enjoy doing it, but Yeah, all my Officer Paw Patrol stuff, I do that. But it's also kind of work related. So I hate bringing that up for things I do to get away from the job because it's all kind of encompassed into one.
That's true. Yeah.
I finally bought a cricket. Remember, I was been talking to you guys. I wanted to buy a cricket or a silhouette and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I finally bought one. I just got to figure out how to use it.
I got mine sitting right here.
It takes some trial and error, but
yeah, I just want to make stupid window stickers, just not to sell, just to make stupid window stickers.
Yeah, it's so funny. All of us rough and tough animal control officers are
going in Joanne fabric,
doing arts and crafts. We all own a cricket.
I just want to make some random stickers just to post them and drive around and see if I get anything.
That's super funny. Daniel, what is happening?
Well, I was trying to get her on the podcast, but she doesn't want to.
Jazzy, is she still watching us?
No, she's watching Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, okay. We see how it is.
Yeah, see where we rank.
It's not that kind of show, Daniel.
Whoa, what you got going on over there?
You guys are about to see why it's called Skinny Long D.
You wear your vest home?
Leave their stuff at work, or do you bring it home?
I leave that shit at work.
Yeah, man. I don't need my bed bugs and fleas and parvo and shit getting in my house.
No thanks.
We have a really small locker, so that like all of our stuff doesn't fit.
It's that big.
It's that big.
It's that big.
My locker? Sure.
That's funny. Yeah, I leave it at home. I freaking Lysol everything, stick it in my locker, go home.
Yeah, all my stuff stays at work. And then you get the calls too, like where you gotta like take your pants off before you even like hit the door.
Yeah,
those ones are the worst.
Maddie Smith leaves her stuff at work. Jessica, in your truck, don't be leaving stuff in your truck. People can steal that shit.
Yeah, people steal your shit.
Yeah, you don't want that. Hey, Sarah's back.
Sarah
Vacation. Hey, I wonder.
Oh, hi, Sarah.
I remember she was going to her Africa trip. I wonder if that got postponed or not. I think it was this year she was leaving.
Oh yeah, she was supposed to go to Africa, or was it her daughter?
No, it was her. She has, I think what she's telling me, her dad runs a safari kind of tour thing. That's pretty cool shit.
That's super dope.
Hey, quick plug-in. I just saw it's weird on the Officer Paw Patrol YouTube channel. A video was just uploaded.
Really?
Yeah, what else are we talking about?
Yeah,
Ocho
episode.
I told you mine was easy. Mine was just a simple shit. Decompressing.
Do you have any tips for our peeps? Oh, Sarah's trip got postponed. That sucks.
Postponed. That sucks.
Jessica says my truck goes home with me, and if anyone's brave enough to come out in my yard, good luck.
She bought her husband that $2,000 crossbow.
That's how we do it in the Midwest.
Yeah, freaking crossbow. Speaking of crossbow, I saw a video on Facebook the other day, and if any of you are squeamish, you should probably take your headphones off or stop watching this for a second. But this person was turkey hunting, and he literally he or she got the cleanest shot ever. Like literally they hit the turkey in the neck and its head popped off, and like I feel like that was like the best shot ever.
Like I just picture like Knock'em Sock'em robots, like
it was crazy. Like it hit the turkey in the neck, its head went shooting up, and the body went an opposite direction.
So you want to like see some like weird like Inception Matrix stuff? I'm actually watching us live on my phone.
Dang. That's crazy.
But then again, I'm also distracted because I got this going on my son's
Oh, I was waiting for like porn to
Yeah, and then speaking of turkey, also I got an aggressive turkey call today. Which was
how is turkey aggressive?
That's what I'm saying. When that call came out through dispatch, I was like, first of all, why the hell did this call even get put in? Second of all, like I'm gonna go because I don't have anything else to do right now.
Yeah.
And so I shit you not, it's the tallest turkey I've ever seen in my life. Like it had to be at least like from its feet to the top of its head at least 3 feet, like maybe 3.5. Like it was tall fucking turkey. And I will give it to them. As soon as I got out of my truck and I went to the back to get my net, because they said it was injured, so I was gonna like try to net it. It started coming at me. Like I thought it was gonna try to attack me for sure, but it saw my
turkey.
He shot in the neck with a bow and his head popped off.
yeah. But no, I grabbed my net. As soon as it saw my net, it was like, fuck that, I'm out of here. And
That's why when I see videos of people like running away from a goose, charging them, or a turkey. It's like, it's a fucking goose.
Well, and that's the thing. The guy was like,
neck.
he must know you. He just took off running. I was like, no, I just don't let turkeys dictate what happens.
Not even jive ass turkeys.
Like, that's not how this happened. Like, that's not how that works.
There's a gangster turkey. He's had run-ins with animal control before.
Like, I just don't let turkeys run my day. So
Jessica said, I'm a redneck. Yeah, crossbows and firearms.
that's funny. Cool. Well, Oach.
That's about it.
Come on, Ocho. I stayed up late for this. What do we got?
I told you mine's gonna be simple. Mine's easy. Decompression. Okay. So do you guys ever run-ins with just dumb people that call you for the same thing every year in the same season? Like right now, I'm getting all my snake calls, and it's the same ones all the time. They live next to a hillside, and they want me to get rid of the snakes.
Bro, how about fledgling season?
This is same thing.
Same exact thing.
It's like every spring it's the same people. It's like there's a snake in my yard, or there's birds. We're like,
Yep.
Well, you live in a fucking hillside. What do you expect?
Yeah. Charles says scariest birds are emus and ostriches. Them bitches scare me. First of all, welcome. I see you in the a lot of the ACO groups, but I think this is your first time with us, so welcome. And I love catching emus. Ostriches scare me because they're fucking huge, but emus are a little smaller, and I love catching them. Dan is asking how often we use our trank gun, and before we answer that, Sarah added
This is a good one
to your seasonal calls, and dead horses lying in fields, and they're really just taking naps.
Yeah, horses lay down. Weird.
Bro.
I had one today. These people had a mama duck and her ducklings show up in their backyard, and he's like, oh, well, they don't look like wild ducks, so I think they're someone's pets, and blah 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 blah. And I was like, well, she got into your yard, she will get out of your yard with her ducks and go back to where she came from. And then come to find out, he's actually had these ducks in his garage since last night when they actually showed up. And I was like, well, your two options are you can let them go and they'll figure it out, or you can bring them to the shelter and we'll determine whether or not they're wild ducks or not. If they are, we're going to bring them back to your neighborhood and drop them off.
You know what? Oh, go ahead.
Before I used to get, when I used to patrol the beach area or even any area in our county, we used to get a lot of seal calls, like seals on the beach, young baby seal on the beach. We're like, yeah, they breathe air. And they used to try to throw them back in the water. Like, first of all, if it's a young pup seal, it has a long swim from across the island to the mainland. It's tired. You throw them back in, they're going to drown. If there's a lot of seals on the beach, there's probably a shark in the water, and they're trying to hide. But people keep trying to toss them. We had this one guy. This was like maybe 2008, 2009. I don't know if he was drugged up, but he got a seal, a full-size sea lion, and brought it in the trunk of his car to the shelter, which the shelter is about 15, 20-minute drive or longer from the beach.
Please tell me it destroyed his car. Like, it's just...
Yeah, in the trunk. We were like, what? We're like, nah, this guy's drunk because he was drunk. And we're like, this motherfucker has a seal in the back of his trunk. So I don't know if the field officer back then, I don't know if he gave him I was in the kennels back then. I don't know if he gave him because that's a $10,000 fine. So I don't know if he did it or not, but like he just happened to get the guy out of the fucking shelter.
That sounds like some California problems.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of stupid people in California.
Well, I was gonna say, I know we want to get to Dan's question, but something that we get here, and you guys probably don't get it so much out west or down south, but anywhere where it snows, so Midwest and out east, is this time of year, all of the dead cats we got to pick up. Because it snows all winter, and all the dead cats, they'll get hit by a car or whatever. Then the snow plow trucks go, they get just buried on the side of the road. Then all the snow melts. It's like dead cat, dead cat, dead cat, dead cat, dead cat. So we'll get 20 dead cat calls in a day.
That's the thing that is super interesting about my city is I pick up a shit ton of dead cats, and I've never experienced that before, and I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand.
I get a shit ton of half cats.
Half cats.
The city that I'm contracted with, there is Los Padres National Forest on one side, and I forgot which mountainside's on the other. So it's in between two mountains. And of course, there's coyotes everywhere. So I'm always finding half cats, heads of cat, headless cats, the belly eaten. And it's always the same people. The people are like, oh, my cat's too fast or too small. I'm like, no.
Nah.
Your cat, that's not going to happen. Your cat is gone.
How many people call and say that they think there's a cat serial killer in your neighborhood?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they want you to go investigate it with like zero information. Like they talked to a guy on the trail a week ago who said that he hates feral cats, and you're supposed to go track him down.
Dan said they get about 10 to 15 roadkill a day for pickups. I'm lucky because my department doesn't pick up wildlife. If I picked up dead wildlife, I'd have to hire 10 more officers. All we pick up is domestics. But here, let's answer his trank question before it gets lost. How often do you guys use your tranks? I think we talked about this actually.
Yeah, it's rare for it's rare. It's a case by case basis. It's rare that we do use it. It has to be super chronic dog that has to pose any threat to any public or itself by either in traffic causing accidents or trying to attack people. Yeah, I think maybe one or two a year.
Oh, geez, man. See, and we talked about this, didn't we, Hildy? Like 20 episodes ago, like way in the beginning stages, I think this got brought up. And I think we all determined that my department uses it way more than anyone else. But the reason why my department uses it so often is because we're a major metropolitan city, or at least the majority of my county is. And anytime there's a dog that's that large, it's really close to a major road. And then we can classify it as a public safety risk or something like that, just due to the population. So my department, probably like 1 to 2 a week, we're tranking a dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ocho, when I was at the class, I think some people that work at your place told me that they do it fairly regularly. Or I guess maybe they said that they used to do it very regularly.
Back in the day, yeah. But I think the people that took it, they were mostly newer people. So I think they're maybe fudging a little bit. Maybe some of the older guys that used to do it a lot.
Yeah.
I personally have done it twice in 14 and a half, almost 15 years.
Yeah, so that's wild to me because I'll go through a bottle of ketamine, once or twice a month. I'm getting a new bottle of ketamine. Charles said in Fort Worth we used the dart gun on the daily. If they couldn't rope it, we would dart it. That's virtually how my department operates right now. Just because if we don't catch the dog's life's at risk or someone else's is. Jessica said we don't have anyone trained on trank guns. I know Indiana's really goofy. Sorry, Jessica, I just called you out as far as where you're at. I know Indiana's really goofy as far as how they operate versus like investigators are a completely different job than like ACOs, or I think they're called dog wardens there. Their dog wardens better be fucking trained in tranks. They need to be.
I am the only person at my work certified to trank things, but I've never seen our trank equipment. It's never been out of the safe since I worked there almost 2 years.
What about that girl that came with you?
Oh yeah, that's right. She is too, but she if we're going to use controlled substance, she doesn't have her controlled substance permit. So that's why I said I am the only one that is certified right now. But our trink equipment has not been out of the safe in the almost 2 years that I've worked there. So
I think the
don't
reason
even have- we don't even have them.
There's so much city, there's so many houses you can just chase a dog into a neighborhood, and eventually it'll be in the yard. You can enclose it and catch it.
Yeah, get that dog to run into a fenced-in yard with the gate open. Yeah.
dang, OPP, you
What?
got it wrong.
What'd I
Jessica's
say?
in Ohio, not
Ohio.
Indiana. I even knew that.
Same thing.
One of
You
the states
you
below me.
mail her things from Etsy, and I even knew. I mean, I guess I did email.
In my
her.
defense, all my stuff's like automated, so I get an order and I just click on the name and I go print shipping label, so I don't have to screw up an address or anything.
That's true.
So.
That's true.
Indiana, all right, and here's my thing. I'm from Michigan, so like Indiana and Ohio, they're like the same thing.
Basically, yeah.
They're both below me.
Charles recommends the Dan Inject dart guns. I also recommend them. I got to use one of those at my last agency, and they're super badass, but they're really expensive also.
Every department I've ever come across has better trink equipment than me. I've got the old school. Someone in the comments can probably
like
tell
the
me
fucking pump one.
Yeah, it's the new dart.
It's like a Daisy BB gun.
It's the new dart brand, but yeah, it's exactly that. It's the old school pump it, and if you
Like a Red Rider,
if you pump it too many times, you're putting the dart right through a dog. Like,
oh fuck.
So there's like a really fine line, because if you don't pump it enough, your dart's like, what? So,
it's better than using a blowgun.
I have a blowgun.
I've heard from people that the blowguns work better than some of their other equipment.
Hildy, did you shoot the new rifle that we have? Oh, it looks like an AR.
I think so.
Okay.
I think I did. Yeah. There were a lot of like really sweet ones. Even the pistols that people brought were pretty dope and accurate.
I've got a pistol, but it's the same thing. It's old school, like little pump thing. It looks fucking ridiculous.
No, the one rifle we have,
the dog's all running in traffic, and you're like, "Hang on a second, you're like, I got this. Don't worry, I'm a professional." That's funny.
Well, I think the rifle that we have, you can regulate how much pressure you use. So depending on how far the distance between you and the animal. So that was pretty sweet.
I know one of my neighboring counties, they only have like 2 ACOs. They're a real small department. But they ended up coming out to help us with some mutual aid for this one dog that we kept seeing like in farm fields and stuff running around, where our train gear was not reaching this dog at all. They come out with this fucking case that looks like you're going to pull like, I don't know, some like Barrett 50 cal out.
Barrett
right?
50 cal.
Open it up, screw it on the barrel. They've got a freaking like a 4-power scope on the thing.
That's why those Dan Injects.
Nice. I think that's what we got.
You can adjust the pressure, release it or bump it up a little bit.
So this one, it was a long range. It wasn't even CO2. CO2 is a step up from what I have, right? I don't even have that shit. This one actually took a 22 charge.
Okay.
To power the dart, and it was fucking cool.
That actually sounds even a lot faster than. I mean, no, the CO2 one you just have to. But I mean, I guess you just gotta turn the little dial, bump the pressure back up, and I mean, I think we tested it when I was there at the class, and I think we got like 4 or 5 decent shots out of one little CO2 cartridge.
You got Charles Patrick Hernandez. The AR looking gun is heavy as hell. It's not that heavy. It's if you shoot rifles or you use shotguns, it's like carrying a shotgun, a little lighter than a shotgun, so that's not too bad.
Dan's got the AR looking one.
Jessica, no, it's not actually. It is hanging up. It's hanging up in my office. Sorry, I was answering a question. And then Dan said OPP has the California issued bolt action pump. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the new dart. It's a bolt action with a pump.
Pump.
You're not wrong, Dan. That's spot on for sure.
I got the pistol and the rifle.
Dude, those things are stupid.
Well, I just had I forgot a question. Something that I read earlier on one of the Facebook pages. It was on a call. Fuck. We started talking about guns, and I just went crazy.
We know how to distract Ocho now.
Yeah, see what it pops up again. What was that stupid call? I don't remember. Fuck.
Here, let's do this. Anyone that's still listening in the comments, do they have questions or crap they want us to talk about?
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
Before ACO week is over?
Yeah, we got...
Because we don't know if Joe's going to get an episode or not.
We got 2 more days.
All week.
I know. Joe better get it together.
Harris representing Arizona, representing AZ.
I've got an awesome prize.
Jessica said she needs to go to a different department. Hers sucks. They all suck. They all suck.
That's true. That is true.
I'm gonna try to find that question because it was a good question. And I was like, fuck. I even told him, like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about it today on the show.
I think what we need to do on Facebook collectively as a profession is combine all of the damn Facebook groups. There's like 5 of them.
No, there's way more than 5 of them.
Well, I'm talking about like the ACO ones. You belong to like all the animal rights and animal welfare advocacy ones.
Yeah.
For the podcast. I'm just talking like ACO specific groups. There's like the 2 big ones, but then there's a few smaller ones too.
I might burn some bridges here, but everybody's concerned about what fucking color we are, color line. That is the most stupidest conversation I've ever seen at that time.
2 nights in a row. I'm
out. We might as well be orange with Dispatch since we have to share an appreciation week with them. We might as well share a color with them.
I see, and I disagree. This is the problem. That's the problem with this whole fucking debate.
I'm not being serious, but like they stuck us with their appreciation week, so like fuck us, we don't get our own stuff.
I don't answer phones for a living.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the new color that NACA made up?
You're gonna make me walk away again.
No, let's talk about it.
I need to remember we're live before I open my mouth.
No, I don't know. I fucking hate it. I don't give a shit. It's fucking stupid. Any color line, who gives a shit? Just do your fucking job.
Here's my thing about NACA, and fuck it, I'll just say it. All right, disclaimer: this is OPP's opinion, not the opinion of the podcast.
Yeah, mine too.
There you go, Hildy. I think it's bullshit. I think NACA personally is using their colors for a thin line for self-promotion and their own recognition. It's very convenient that the 2 colors they decided to use are the colors of their brand. And I think that's BS. They represent our profession, but we don't work for them and we don't necessarily answer to them as ACOs. Honestly, they answer to us. And I do want every listener out there to understand that we don't answer to NACA. They, in a sense, work for us. We are the body that they represent. So
yeah.
That's the most PC way I can put it.
I appreciate it. Jessica hasn't gotten a thank you from her department, which is sad. Tiffany asked, are we seeing a rise in bites? Ours has risen during COVID-19 and confused because people should be staying in. I have mentioned multiple times my call volume is non-existent. I don't know what's happening because everyone else is very busy. Sarah started an ACO page recently for California. Jessica, off the wall question, who has done military time. She did Navy 2000, 2004 active duty and 2004 to 2008 reserves. I believe, Jessica, I am the only one that's been in the military. I'm ready to be done. This year is 10 years for me in June.
I was not allowed in the military.
I'm ready to be done. Tiffany agrees with you. OPP, #facts. Darren does not know about what color they picked. It's like a
light blue and an orange.
It's like this color a little bit, right?
Or light blue and yellow, yeah.
Yeah. Playing Warzone. Jerry also agrees with you. Hell yes. OPP.
All right. Well, I'm glad I'm not the minority, at least as far as my opinions. To answer the question about call volume and bites, I know the group here on the podcast, me and Mel have seen a rise in calls. We've been busier than hell. I have seen an increase in bites. And I guess it goes like state by state as far as what your quarantine orders are. But ours here, they still allow you to go out and like exercise and walk on the trails. It's just you have to practice the social distancing. So people are actually out walking dogs more now than prior to the quarantine because nobody's working.
Yeah, they don't have
everybody has time to walk their dogs now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Jerry got a cake from his department today. That's good. She means Ocho and I during the campfire. She busted herself out. I tried to keep her a secret, but it's fine.
She didn't mention me. She just said you.
No,
Sarah,
she meant you also. It just got like messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was a crazy 14 days spent there.
Yeah. Hashtag OPP squad.
I would like to go back.
I like Sarah, that hashtag OPP squad.
We invite us back in maybe 4 or 5 years to see how the city has come back to normal. If it can come back to normal, I would love to see that.
Josh Parker said, "What's up, guys? My call volume is also practically zero."
Yeah, welcome to the club. Dang, Dan's over there cooking it up again.
It's a lot. I don't know who else works late like me, but like when you work until 9 o'clock, like I try to eat while we're on duty, but like I don't eat big meals at work. I'll eat like snacks and stuff like that. And then when I come home, I kind of eat my dinner, even though it's late. So I don't know if anybody else has that experience or not.
Dude, and when I worked swing shift, I always like my eating schedule got messed up because like I've never been the person that like eats as soon as I wake up. Like my stomach just like is not down with
it's not
that.
ready. Yeah.
And so I would either go in at noon and work until 10 and then or during the summer I would work 2 until midnight. And so like my eating schedule got all jacked up. So
Sarah's inviting us back. Come back up. It's fire season.
Yeah, fire season's coming.
So you guys don't know. I don't know if I just mentioned it, but me and Hildy, that's where we first met. Was that the campfire, Paradise Fire, where the Paradise was decimated, about 90+% of all its inhabitants and houses was burned down to the ashes. Yeah. That's where we first met, and that's where we're talking about Sarah, because she was out there running the IC.
Yeah,
as far as animals, and it was pretty gnarly. That's I forgot to mention that. Like I said, it was gnarly when I was there, but once I left, I turned it off and But it was we're mostly there for recovery, and when you still see deceased animals, and so there were some houses that hasn't been touched yet by.
Wasn't that trippy?
Yeah,
to see like burn down house, completely fine house.
Yeah,
and then like 5 more burned down houses, and then like 3 not touched. Like it was really weird.
Yeah, then reading the fire signs that were on the street, because there were some houses that we couldn't enter because there were still bodies in there, and then some other ones were just dead animals. We had to go verify and then try to feed the other animals that are running around. So that was pretty gnarly. Water was still running out of homes and stuff. To see complete cars melted down because of the aluminum. Just all you see is a puddle of aluminum.
Aluminum river.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everyone here maybe heard about that. It made national news.
Paradise Fire, yeah. If not, look it up. There's something on Netflix about the Paradise Fire. It's pretty gnarly. We're up and down those roads trying to help out people. And that's one thing. Another thing that I like is fires. Not that I like fires, but I love the excitement of working.
Yeah,
during fire season.
Dude, I used to turn on Trick Daddy and drive real fast.
We just got a message. I just got a text saying our live stream expired.
What? Really?
Show me that it's on.
What does that even mean?
They ain't seen it anymore.
Still shows that we're live.
It does. Maybe it's just Dan down in Miami.
How about this? Someone in the comments let us know if you guys can still hear us and see us.
Yeah, we still heard us because Jessica, she posted, she said the pictures of the fire were horribly sad and ominous.
Dude, we're still live.
See, Sarah loves doing disaster stuff.
Hey, Daniel, you're a very animated eater. You know that? You got like a lot of
Hungry,
mouth.
man.
He's a very animated everything.
Yeah, like Shaggy.
Dan didn't pay his phone bill or something because
Right.
everyone's still alive. So, is that all you got, Ocho?
That's all I got.
I got 1,200 views on my video I posted 40 minutes ago, so thanks to anyone who's watched that.
That's cool.
I haven't seen that. I usually wait till Friday.
Well, I mean, we've been a little busy doing this. I hit upload on my video as soon as we hit live on this.
See, we're still on. Jerry can hear us.
Yeah,
Edna.
everyone can hear us.
She can still hear us.
Anyone else have any questions for us? Let's hear with us. There's 10 of you here with us. Any
A whopping
questions? Any burning questions that you guys have for us?
Nothing is off the table.
For OPP.
Whoa, what? No, this is Ocho's show.
Yeah, I'll answer. I don't give a shit. I'll answer anything.
We're waiting a second because we've got a 10-second delay.
See, I told you mine's gonna be easy, simple, quick. I don't talk much.
Jerry's going to watch your video after this. OPP.
My man. Appreciate it. It's about some messed up chick in South Korea.
Dude, so my work, there's spotlighting all of us throughout this week. And today was my day. And they commented that I do this podcast and our other Humane Humans podcast. And then someone went in the comments was like, oh, what's the name of the podcast? And they told them. And so I messaged the lady and I was like, you got to take that down. Like literally, I talk so much shit about people at work. I do not need anyone in this city knowing the name of that podcast.
Sarah's going to put me in black. She's all, should I show them the video of you dancing at Dive Bar, Ocho? Yeah, first met Sarah. We were at one of the nacho classes. I think it was like B in Sacramento. And then one night we went out to a bar. We got tore up. And I drink a lot. So I think I had maybe like 12, 13 Jack and Cokes. And
It's a good start. It's a good start.
Yeah. So we're tore up. So there's got to be some video in there somewhere. Me doing stupid shit.
Kendra commented, what do you guys recommend for someone looking to be an ACO? It's probably the most common question we would get. And for some reason, I still don't have a good answer.
I mean, my best
question. I think she applied for Denver.
Oh, did she?
I would say someone that's looking to be an ACO, focus more on law enforcement criminal justice training than animal science training. I feel like the animal part of it is a lot easier to learn on the job than learning how to enforce laws and talk to people. The fact of the matter is our job is a people communication oriented job, not so much dealing with animals all the time. I tell people that if you want to be an ACO because you want to work with animals, you need to go find a different job. And I'm not saying that's the case, Kendra, at all for if you're talking about yourself or someone else. That's just normally my little. So
I would say take online training. That the more search you have, the better chance. The one leg up you have.
ASPCA is it SPCA Pro? They've got a free one.
Pro.
ASPCA Pro. They've got a free one.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of good classes on there though for free. Anyways.
No, but when you get a job interview, and if you can go in there and go, look, I've got all my SPCA Pro certs already. It shows that you at least took the initiative to do it yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
The trainings, they're like 45 minutes long. You take like a little quiz. You get to print out a certificate, and it's something at least to add on your resume that you did.
Also, FEMA course. A lot of FEMA courses, they're free online, and that's a really leg up on other, especially if you have training like incident command systems. If you know all that, the NIMS and all that. Yeah. Livestock rescue. Like she went with me. Kendra, I went with her to one of the livestock heavy rescue, fire rescue courses, and so any cert you have is going to be a leg up on someone that doesn't have what training whatsoever.
Yeah. I would say trying to do as many ride-alongs as you can, because I think someone that either doesn't know someone in the industry or isn't already in the industry has an idea of what we do, but not really. And so I would say try to go on as many ride-alongs as you can so you can see what actually goes on a daily basis.
I would piggyback off of that. Another one for just getting your name out there a little bit is if you're interested in applying for the departments that work out of shelters, go volunteer at the shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just once a week and you're just doing dishes or whatever for kennel staff, at least the people in the building are going to start to recognize you and know your name. It's kind of one of those things. It's not really the funnest thing to do, but long term, it's going to help you out.
Yeah. And well, really quickly, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm a pretty good interviewer. I don't know what it is, but I just I am not nervous and I'm able to put together clear, concise sentences and I interview really well. But the one question that, and it wasn't even a recent question. I applied for the city of Sacramento back in 2015, 14-ish. And the two interview people told me hey, you did really, really good. But the thing that we did not like is that when we ask you the question, what do you know about our department? You couldn't answer that question. And so I would say that is the one thing that I haven't been asked that question at any other interview or since then. But that is the one question that I never really thought about looking up the department or looking up any stats about the city or the department or anything like that. So
I didn't get asked any of that, but one answer that they said that stood out for me from other people is that they ask you, why do you want this job? And mostly everybody said because they love animals and want to help animals. And my answer was because I like to help people. And essentially that's what you're doing. You're helping people by, finding animals for them, but you're mostly helping people more so than the animals.
Yeah, because I mean, our main function is public safety, right? Yeah. Public safety,
that's control. That's one answer that they hadn't heard, and that makes me stand out.
Let's keep it going here so we can get to all of these if we or at least try.
Yeah, Jerry got a good question. How can I convince my department to get us certified to euthanize animals?
I guess if Jerry's still on, I don't know, Hildy, if you can look. I guess I'd like to know what their current situation is for euthanizing animals, and if you're talking about in the shelter or out in the field.
I know a lot of people that have a decent amount of shelter staff or any shelter staff at all. Will just have the shelter staff do it and not have the officers do it. So at my last agency, I was certified, but I didn't euthanize a whole lot of things unless it was wildlife out in the field, with dispatching them with my 22. But as far as actually euthanizing animals at the shelter, that wasn't a frequent occurrence for me.
Yeah, my department's exactly that way now. We have 7 or 8 full-time kennel workers, so they're doing 99% of the euthanasias in the building. And if I ever have to put anything down in the field, I don't carry fatal in my drug box. It's just my tranq drugs. I'm dispatching it with my 12 gauge, my Remington. So
Remington 870.
That's messy.
Which is probably older than my new Dart tranq guns.
Of course.
He's talking about in the field. I no longer have a shelter. Honestly, dude, my advice, the easiest and simplest way is if you don't have one, get your department to at least issue you some sort of firearm, because then you don't have to carry controlled drugs. Your shelter or your department doesn't have to have a veterinarian to get the drugs under through their license. It's the easiest and simplest way if they're okay. Just dispatch them. It's a humane way of euthanasia.
And the less paperwork way and the easier for you is fine, you don't give me anything to do this, so I'm going to call the sheriff's department or the police department, whoever, and have them come in and dispatch it since I can't do it myself. And then I'll scoop it up when it's dead, throw it in my truck, and go about my day.
Coronavirus!
Jessica says, if I'm certified with my state, is the national courses a good idea as well? The national courses, I would say that no one's really certified nationally, really. So I would say not to spend your personal money on it.
I would say any training is good training. I would not spend your own personal money on it, like Hildy said, unless you have money to burn. The fact of the matter is, there's no national standard. There isn't.
It would be cool if there was.
Yeah, it would be cool if there was national.
Yeah, if you're state certified, you're good in your state. If you get a national certification, it doesn't mean you're certified in another state. It's just not the way it works.
So Jerry does carry a 22. That's all you need, bud. I
would use that. I would prefer that to drugs any day, especially because when you start carrying drugs, your veterinarian has to do inventory on them. If you're off by 1 ml, it becomes a shit show. That's why on my drug log, I always say that
don't incriminate yourself.
No, I'm not going to incriminate myself. I'm saying like xylazine. It's not even a controlled drug. You don't even have to log it anymore. I still do because I'm not taking those chances.
Right.
You guys use the 22? Because I know that when we have fire emergencies, we are allowed to carry, but we have to carry either 357 or 40 millimeter. Just because 22, you don't want that shit bouncing around and coming out.
I mean, if you have a safe backdrop and you use your firearm safety rules, I've heard that also, but I've never had that experience.
If I had to guess too, cost probably comes into play a little bit. Let's face it, our departments are cheap, right? They try to save money any way they can.
Yeah.
You can go get a brick of 22 for $20.
Oh yeah.
500 rounds.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah. And I've taken down things as big as deer, like big old bucks with the 122, and they're dead. And I've shot things as small as skunks and raccoons, and it does the job. The deer, you have to get it in the right spot the first time for them to go down. If you don't, sometimes it takes two. But I've never had to do anything more than two. So
Jerry said the 22 is locked up at the department. If he needs it, he has to call to have an officer bring it to him. Yeah, that sucks.
That does suck.
That sounds like a departmental thing that it's probably going to be an uphill battle, but
even my department, we don't carry weapons. We have them locked up, and only for like emergency situations, like fires and stuff. We don't carry, but we're allowed to carry.
Yeah.
Josh Parker said, "Do any of you guys do any school programs, and how did you get it started? Like bite prevention, career day, etc."
I do not. I leave that for the newer officers. I let them do. I'm too scary looking.
I'm too scary looking.
I want to say yes, my department does, but it's probably not the answer you're looking for. I am actually my department's school resource officer, but it's not so much education based as it is humanizing the badge based, so to speak. It's more just to make us be more approachable and to show little kids that the dog catcher isn't a scary person, so to speak. I've done career days with the high schoolers. Those are actually funner for me, funner. Those are better for me because high schoolers, you can be a little more real about them, or real as far as what the job is.
You can tell them the truth of what happens.
Yeah.
I do not right now, Josh. We do get involved in a lot of things being with the police department. So we do get to go to school sometimes to read to the kids, and they do request us to come for career day, those sort of things. But as far as a actual program that we have set up with the school, we don't have that right now, but I'm working on that. And a good resource, I think it's called Heart. Let me look it up really quick.
While you're looking that up, I actually started my school programs, And it actually started as simple as just getting in contact with the elementary schools during March's Reading Month. And it was, hey, how do you guys feel about having a uniformed officer come in and just read a book to some kids? We can bring in, one of our very mellow adoptable dogs and kids can pet it, stuff like that. And that's how it started. And it just kind of slowly grew from there. Schools
So
like it is kind of a win-win.
You got Sarah, they use a 20 gauge shotgun. Josh, they carry a 40 on their belt for wildlife and self-protection. There you go.
Yeah. It's teachheart.org. They've got a really cool program with lots of information and free stuff.
Yeah, like I said, we leave that to the newer officers. There's this officer, I'll throw his name. His name's Eric. He loves doing that. So, like, yeah, do that. I don't want no part of it. Go ahead and do all of it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like sometimes I get conned into like talking to my boss goes, "You want some overtime?" Yeah, you just have to go here and just answer questions. But it turns out I have to speak at
What the hell? Josh, where do you work? I want to come work there. They
I
get
have
to
to
carry
speak at,
quarters.
at town hall meetings. I'm like, shit, I don't like speaking in public.
Jessica says she only has a taser. Her department will not allow her to carry any firearms. Taser's better than nothing, I guess. There's some departments out there where they're giving you a clipboard. So
Yeah, one of our neighboring counties, they have leather belts in their clipboard.
The other thing too is, just kind of interesting about like talking about equipment and how it varies from department to department. One thing that's really weird about this profession is some people work for police departments, some people work for standalone animal shelters, some people work for private SPCAs, nonprofits. They're all going to operate a little bit differently. I might offend some people. I will never in my career work for an SPCA or a nonprofit. I just hear horror stories from everybody, including people that are co-hosts on this podcast that have worked for them. I won't do it. I will never work for an SPCA. I will stick to being a government employee.
I thought about it because sometimes being a government employee sucks also, but yeah, I think I agree with you.
I'd rather stick with government employee.
Yep. All day.
Cool. Well,
I think that's it. That's all I got.
yeah.
Nobody else has anything else. Hold on.
Hold on. Dan Warren said we are now looking into getting vests. Dan,
Yeah, that's the question. Somebody asked about that.
Go to doj.gov
Exactly.
or Department of Justice. There's grants out there which animal control departments do qualify for. You can get free vests. You just need someone in your department that is willing to take the time to fill out the grant application. Department of Justice.
I'm still waiting for Josh to tell me where he works so I can go work there. They get to carry guns.
Dan Warren said we have taser and ASP. I'm an ASP instructor.
I like ass.
My dog wardens are better taken care of than me. That's what Jessica said. Well, dog wardens, I would imagine, are generally more going to be like your government municipal employees, if I had to guess, where the investigators are going to be through like the nonprofits. So I guess that doesn't surprise me a whole lot. I bought all my own gear, vest, taser, all of it. Dan, if you can't find the links to like the grants, Jesus, send me a private message. I've got all that stuff saved in a file at work, and I can send it over to you if you can't find it. But just search DOJ grant for vests, and you should be able to get it, no problem.
All right, California, I'm moving to Brockton. Cool. Yeah, that's where Parker works, and they get to carry guns. That's where I'm going.
I don't think you have to go all the way to Massachusetts to find a gun.
No, actually,
Gotta get out of California.
Yeah, there's actually there's a department. I don't remember where at here in California, but they do carry. So they're up north somewhere.
Do the guns shoot avocados at people?
Yeah, dude, those hurt.
Those are more expensive than bullets, dude.
We got We got big avocados here. They're $5 a piece too.
Yeah. Too expensive. Nobody's gonna shoot that.
All right, I'm gonna go snuggle with my pregnant wife so she doesn't eat my head off.
I'm gonna go snuggle with your pregnant wife too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's all do this.
It's pretty cold in the
Let's
room.
all go to
So.
Spoonville.
Spoonville.
Thanks for everyone that's tuning in. We got 2 more of these. So
Cool. Well,
Show was boring, but fuck it, I don't care.
it's cool. All
Fuck
cool. Thanks, Ocho, for hosting this, and our regular podcast episode is going to be coming out tomorrow. As usual. And we just need to get Joe the ACO up in here to close us out for this week. And oh, that's a cowbell. I was like, what the hell is that? We just need to get Joe the ACO in here. I know I look high, but I'm not. I have like a small percentage of Asian in my DNA.
Said every high person ever.
And
that's
my,
what every high person says. That's what
and my
usually
wife always makes fun of me for how Asian my eyes look. Which
Nobody
is
said
really
you looked high. You brought that on yourself.
I know. I'm looking at myself right here, and I
Never mind that your eyes are all red.
like my eyes are all like squinty. Also, I'm very tired. So, anyways, thank you for joining us. Stay safe. Thanks, Ocho, for hosting. We need to get Kyle's bald. We need to get Joe the ACO up in here on Saturday, hopefully. Or potentially we'll have a double whammy for tomorrow. And then you guys will be able to go and vote for your favorite mini episode from this week and have an awesome prize for whichever one of the guys, or if it's Mel, whoever wins. So
stay safe, everybody, and watch out. Stay safe for
all right, peace, everyone.
all right, peace out.